Also, that happened during this week. Did you see that O'Shea clip that everybody's been talking about online?
Man, I did, brother. I did. I was actually watching. I got to finish the interview because I was watching the interview, and then I was like, no. I'm gonna listen because a lot of times video versions, I don't watch them the way I used to. I'd rather listen to it. So a lot of times, I'm gonna finish the interview in audio form. But I did see the clip online, and I was like, bro, this is why I've always been a fan of yours and your dad. But that was your dad talking right now, boy. I said,
For those of you who don't know what we're talking about, here's a clip of O'Shea Jackson. Is it Jackson?
Jackson, yes.
O'Shea Jackson Jr., the son of Ice Cube, having some thoughts about, I guess you could say, AEW.
If I'm watching someone on AEW and I ask, who is this guy? I don't need you to tell me I'm not a real wrestling fan, to tell me how could you not know such and such who did, who gives a damn? Like, I need you, all right, inform me, bro. Or at least have your programming in a way to let people know why you should love this dude, why you should fuck with this guy. That's something that I feel like is missing. Conan, when I was on his podcast, he brought up, when you watch UFC, and they give you a little backstory about this dude, backstory about that dude, what this guy's had to go through, what he's done, and vice versa. And then they put him in the room, and they cuss each other out. And then by watching those videos, you've picked a side of who you're with. That's missing from that. What they have is this niche group of people who watch all of these wrestling shows, and they're already in the know. So when they see these names together, it is a dream match for them. But you're trying to sell this to American television, baby. You got to movie that up a little bit. You got to give me some cinema to follow, something to hold on to besides the announce team running down a list for me while this dude's walking down the ramp. And I feel like that's missing. And when you are trying to get involved and trying to really give something a chance, and when you question it even a little bit, and you get 80 no-faced accounts coming at you, at any given time, you're like, man, fuck this noise, bro. Like, I'm cool off of it. If y'all like it, I don't. And I don't want that. I have people over there that I'm cool with,
Man,
so
no
much
lies detected. None. No lies detected.
None.
I mean,
bro, it's like, I love this man literally in terms of what he's thinking. That's a true wrestling fan, and I respect him for saying that. You know what I'm saying? Because the thing about it is, it's like, dog, okay, the no face thing for me in general, because we get on that.
Boy, it's so many trolls.
No-faced individuals are the worst. Like,
the worst.
And that was the living example of what he just called y'all out 100% in the most polite way of doing it too. Because
you already know how they reacted.
Of course they reacted, and they're gonna try to talk about him now and try to clip it and quote it, and it's like, you already proven the point if you did that. And
first things first, I would say, go out of your way to listen to the interview if you actually want to see exactly what he's talking about. But if you don't want to listen to, then that's your prerogative. But for those who actually want to hear his point of view, check out the Chris Van Vliet, because this interviewer has been all over the place, especially after what happened on Sunday. That was also the talk of the town that we're not going to talk about on this show, because like I said, we already gave our thoughts about this individual 3 episodes ago. If you want our opinions on that, look on the pre-show of that. If you don't worry about it. But like I said, we're not going to talk about it on here. But I'm just saying, like, it was the talk of the town, man. It was the talk of the town. And it's like, what he's saying makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Like, don't get me wrong. AEW tried that. They tried to appease to the casual, but they didn't get it right. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you, the entire MJF storyline was trying to appease to the casuals, but that storyline sucked. After a while, when Adam Cole got injured, the entire storyline went off hill.
It did.
And it started, and you can tell that that particular storyline was dedicated to the casuals. And I'm like, and I showed clips of this to someone who I know don't watch AEW. They was like, "What is this shit?"
Yeah, man.
So they're trying, but at the same time, I feel like I'm gonna get your opinion in just a second. But I'm like, I feel like if AEW take what he said as far as like, okay, digest into your video packages, like give me a reason to give a shit about, say, a commander or who's new around here, a Queen Aminata. Give me, like, have her sit down, and I think they do that too. Like they do it. Like if you watch Rampage, they do it. Like I watched her on Rampage. They actually had her sitting down and explaining why you should care. So they do it. They just don't do it on a bigger scale.
Yeah, I would say for Queen Aminata, they actually did with Renee. They had a sit down, and I remember seeing the whole thing of. It was a really touching interview that made me care about her on a deeper level.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is you can't put something like that out and then expect me to still be invested if you got her losing. Like after an interview like that, with how emotional it got, you gotta start pushing her now, bro. Like,
I mean, she had I can give them credit. They did have her win on Rampage against Anna Jay, but let's keep it a stack. Not that many people watch Rampage.
That doesn't do Anna Jay any favors either. Talk about a star that fell. Man, seriously, man, because she's another one that just got super lost in the shuffle. Because, like, that's a different conversation for another time. But at the end of the day, man, like, he's right, bro. You got to make us care. And that's part of my major gripe with AEW. Why half the time I'm just like, I'll just watch the clips. Because I'm like, to expect people to watch. Remember how stuff used to revolve around be elite, being the elite? You ain't relying on that no more. And so now it's like, okay, well, shoot, you had people who did kind of watch it, and then there's people who didn't watch it. And so if you didn't watch it, now it's not there anymore at all. So it's like, well, where are these translating to? Like you said, no one watches Rampage. So you're not going to watch Rampage. Collision, hit and miss some weeks. Dynamite,
hit or miss some weeks.
Hit and miss some weeks. So
that's every wrestling show. Like all of this stuff ain't perfect, but it's like, and that's what I feel like a lot of hardcore wrestling fans or hardcore AEW fans need to understand. They're not immune to criticism. WWE is not immune to criticism. Some people, if you criticize AEW, bruh, they be pitchforks like, well, you're not a real wrestling fan. You don't watch. I'm like, dog, what are you talking about?
Man, I'd be like, you know what?
So what he said, it makes sense. But seeing as he's pretty much known as a pro WWE, to some of these people online, they're quick to dismiss it. But it's like, bro, if you actually take your tribalistic mentality out of it and actually listen to what he had to say, it makes sense.
And he made it very known that he's very cool with a lot of people over there. So there's not a reason for him to not watch. But again, much like any other person, if you are, let's say, a pro MLW person, okay, all you watch is MLW. And you start trying to branch over and let's say you watch a DPW, where you're going to want to know, okay, well, who's this person?
Who's a Jay Malachi? Who is a Chris Danger? Right. Who is a Workhorseman? Who is this, that, and third? You're going to hit like, who is this? And it's like, if you are a genuine wrestling fan, you're going to be like, well, here, check this out. You're gonna have the link on Pat. Like I love it. I love it when they be like, yo, Google's free. So you don't know as much as you claim to know, do you?
Pretty much,
because
bro.
If you know as much as you come off as, you will be able to tell me right off the rip. Oh, this is Jay Malachi. This dude, former DPW World Heavyweight Champion. He won the Continental, the Classic that made him the #1 contender. You should check out this link. Go to deadlockprowrestling.com.
Give
or
me
DPW on demand. Like you give them links in off the dome. When someone asks you what it is, you don't be like, well, Google's free. You can Google them.
Yeah, it's like as he again mentioned, like you have to sell me. Give me a backstory on the person, legit, as what you can tell me about their character. What makes them over?
And
What is a move
when I
set?
looked at that short clip, it told me everything that a lot of people didn't listen to the whole clip. Because when he said faceless accounts, he immediately shifted his focus to the company itself. He said, I can't rely on your fans, but for you as a company to sell me on why I should give a shit about CMLL, or why I should give a shit about a invasion angle that you're doing with CMLL. Why should me as a consumer care about this, about Mystico or Blackpool Combat Club going against some such and such?
Yeah, that's true, bro. Because the thing about it is, say what you will about WWE, but at least they'll find ways to make us care about
Now,
whatever
I'm
they're
not gonna
trying
say
to
all the
push.
time. Like sometimes they used to didn't do that,
Well,
but
no,
now,
no. Yeah, well, that was a different regime, bro. We
yeah, but
already know
now
that.
Triple H is finding a reason to make a regular episode of Raw feel like a big deal.
Yeah. You know, like in the previous regime, we already knew, like it was just like we had to figure it out for ourselves or make our own theories. But like we know that with the current regime we have, even from seeing the bits and pieces of it before it went roller coaster for a minute to now being what it is, we started seeing the seeds of like, okay, you're giving me a reason like to care about a Johnny Gargano. You're giving me a reason you're reminding me of, oh yeah, I forgot that this person was this good. I forgot Shayna Baszler could do this. I forgot that this was, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, and bringing backstory into, oh yeah, you know, this person was this in NXT. They were dominating the scene and this and that. Oh yeah, they were. Let me go back and watch that. I remember that, and that's gonna make me care about this person again for a second. You know what I'm saying? Like those little details, man, and AEW doesn't give enough of that at times, and it is a bit.
Or if they do, they put it on the wrong channel,
yeah,
on the wrong show.
Yeah,
because I ain't gonna lie to you, everybody not finna stay up at 10 p.m. and watch Rampage. Everybody not finna go out. Everybody not finna stay in the house and watch Collision every Saturday.
At all, man, and that's the sad, especially when you know it's already on the same day of a pay-per-view, and you're like, now why would I watch this? And you know good and well Elimination Chamber's on.
Well, luckily this week is on in the morning, but still.
Lucky for them, yeah. It's lucky for them. You know what I'm saying? They're lucky for that. They get lucky. I'm sure they love when WWE goes overseas and knowing like, oh, okay, it's a time shift. We're good. But when it's in the States, you want me to watch Collision the same exact time and flip back and forth? I think not.
I will watch that on a Sunday.
Yeah, no, that ain't happening, homie. So it's like, nah, bro. And then what was I gonna say for that before I kind of lost that train of thought, but it's all good, you know, come back. But yeah, bro, they gotta we you know, O'Shea just put it really well. And if you got a problem with that, then A, you're not listening to the full thing in detail. You should watch that again. Or B,
you just don't want to. You just don't want to hear it. And like I saw a lot of reactions, right message, wrong message. I'm like, the fuck does that even matter?
It doesn't, bro.
It does. So right message, wrong message. So you don't want the message from somebody who grew up in the business, who understands film and media, who understands TV. Like, oh, he wasn't good in this movie, so we should ignore him. His bank account don't say that. It's like, bro, I will listen, and I'm gonna keep it a stack. I will listen to O'Shea, Ice Cube, and all these people before I listen to someone who hides behind a Roman Reigns avatar or John Moxley avatar.
Yeah, like what was that on Twitter the other day? The Soul Ruka avatar.
Oh, he was like, you can't, but you can't spell WrestleMania without there's no T in WrestleMania.
Yeah, trying to correct Bianca's EST and be like, there's no T, and we're like, bro,
sound it out, brother.
My point exactly. Like Skip Bayless used to say this very wisely, and I need you people to understand this, even in the wrestling world, as what we do. Don't hit send. 9 times out of 10, the moment you do that, you sure you want to put that. Don't hit send.
And then what cracks me up, they'd be like, it's satire. He's joking. No, I don't think so. He's really stupid.
He let me know. It's like, There's no coming back from that, bro. So yeah, man. Shout out to, again, like you said, Chris Van Vliet, killing it on the interview scene. O'Shea for being like a true fan and just letting you know what it is from a Hollywood perspective and in general as a wrestling fan, because AEW does cater a lot to non-American more than anything, as you've noticed. It's like Japanese and of course lucha culture and with a sprinkle of American, but not really.
So yeah, bottom line is we just gotta honestly just really just take criticism where you can and actually listen. It's okay to disagree, but don't just be so quick to dismiss it. Oh, because it's the right message. It's the right message, wrong message. What kind of shit is that?
Yeah. Oh, and O'Shea, hey, if you ever come across this in some kind of way, just holler at your boys, because we have no problem explaining that to you in a civilized way that doesn't turn you off from the product or wanting to watch it. Okay, like we will happily tell you.
If you end up in Philly and we all in Philly at the same time, and you stumble across us, we're gonna have a conversation. We won't even have to have cameras. We can literally just have a face-to-face conversation. That's how I am. I tell people all the time, like if you come with the piece, I'll give you the same energy back. But if you come with the BS, I'm just gonna walk away from you because I'm having fun. Wrestling is fun to me. This ain't my 9 to 5. This is a hobby.
Come on, man.
I don't need like a lot of people needs wrestling to survive in content. I don't. This is fun. This is just fun. And if I'm not having fun, I'm not watching.
Come on now.
And I'm not doing it anymore. I will literally move on and not be moved. I'll be like, well, guys, this is done. And I'll be done.
When the club go around here, I'm a cactus. Bang, bang, gang, I don't owe you jack. When I'm in the ring, it's just me and my best friends. OC cutting no slack. Hollywood Miz, you can put me on the A-list. Gresh Unleashed, better put it on your playlist. Me and my fam be ballin' like the Bruce. Fight night, baby, hard hitting like Sheamus. Family first, yes, bloodline business. Winning all the gold, look at how they witness.